Happy Halloween, and welcome back. Today I'm giving my dining room table a magical makeover with a witch-themed Halloween tablescape in shades of purple and orange. This setup has an extra little surprise at the end that I can't wait to share with you. If you enjoy this style, be sure to check out my other witch-inspired Halloween decorating tutorials in this series. Now, let's get started. To start the tablescape, I placed my handmade black flame candle, a unique piece I picked up from a prop builder on Etsy, onto a sleek black pedestal holder. To frame it, I added an orange seed candle ring, giving the candle just the right touch of autumn warmth. In front sits the black flame candle sign, while a cluster of bold orange florals from Hobby Lobby rises in the background to create depth and drama. To balance the design, I placed a purple potion flask holder on one side and a glass crystal ball from Temu on the other, creating an asymmetrical arrangement that feels both enchanting and mysterious. On either side, I layered in books to ground the look. Some weathered treasures from my local library's book sale and a few purple accents from Dollar Tree to tie into the color scheme. Scattered across the table, I added my handmade potion bottles to give the display a more magical touch. I started with a collection of quirky little bottles I found on sale at Hobby Lobby, then printed and aged my own labels to give them an authentic, weathered look. Each bottle is filled with Dollar Tree spices or colored water, and I finished them off with bits of string and small charms for extra character. If you'd like to see how I made these step by step, check out my old tutorial in the Halloween decorating playlist. To bring the tablescape to life, I added a few black crows I picked up on sale at Kirklands. This year, I made sure to include crows in every area I decorated for a consistent, cohesive theme. What do you think? Do the crows add the right spooky touch? Let me know in the comments. Next, I placed a few LED candles I ordered from Amazon into elegant candle holders from Hobby Lobby. They add just the right amount of glow to brighten the tablescape while giving it a soft, mysterious ambiance. To add a slightly creepier vibe, I placed a few black trees from Target's Dollar Spot, picked up a few years ago, toward the back of the display. I tucked a few more of these orange floral picks from Hobby Lobby into the tablescape to help soften the edges around the decorations. What do you think? Does it add just the right touch, or is it a little too much? After that, I focused on the lighting. Along with the candles, I added purple fairy lights in the back to create depth, then layered white fairy lights in the front for contrast and extra glow. I also added some purple butterflies around the table. Now let's take a closer look at this scene before moving on to decorate the walls. On the wall beside the table, I created a little Halloween picture wall. I started with bat cutouts from Walmart, then added a purple stained glass style crow hanger I found on Temu. Above that, I hung a crow print I scored on clearance at Michael's last year, along with a larger cat picture I also picked up on sale at Michael's. To the side, I placed dollar store spiders with delicate filigree openings. For a fun twist, I attached a Dollar Tree pop light inside one of the spiders using a command strip. The spider already had a little hanging lever, so it worked perfectly. Now, let's move over and take a look at the other wall. On the opposite wall, I mirrored the design with more bats and similarly sized pictures to keep the look balanced. One of my favorite pieces here is a purple cat picture from Michael's. It was a tricky one to find. Above that, I hung another purple stained glass style crow for a touch of symmetry. For the main focal point, I added a witch picture I scored on clearance at Michael's last year, and to finish it off, I placed another dollar store spider with lights along the side. What do you think? Does this wall pull the whole look together? Share your thoughts in the comments below. As a little extra treat, I'm going to show you how to make a witch's cauldron with floating bubbles on top. The cauldron itself was a clearance find from Joann's years ago, and for the bubbles, I picked up 2 sizes of iridescent plastic ornaments from Walmart's Halloween section this year. First, I taped 2 sheets of paper together and placed them over the top of the cauldron, tracing around the opening to get the right size. Then, I arranged some of the plastic ornaments along that circle and began hot gluing them together so they would fit perfectly across the top. Next, I twisted 2 pieces of floral wire together and shaped a small circle at the bottom so it could stand securely. I threaded the wire through one of the bubble ornaments, attaching it so it looked like the bubbles were rising up and spilling out of the cauldron. In the dark, the wire is barely noticeable, which really sells the floating effect. Let's take a closer look at this setup before moving on to a full tour of the entire display. If you enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to check out the rest of my witchy decorating videos in this series. You can also watch my full Halloween tour featuring this witch display. And don't miss my other tutorials on themes like the Headless Horseman, vampires, traditional Halloween, potion bottles, and witch hat stands. Until next time, have a very happy Halloween.